Hey folks, in today's video, we're here with a 1.5 hour full Lord of Contagion paint job, including basing. I had a 40k campaign game in 2 days, so I knew I needed to get this model done, as he was the only model left in my 1000 point army that was not fully painted. Using the power of a ramshackle plan and vibes, I pulled it together and off. Enjoy the video. Alright, so we're going to be painting the Lord of Contagion, which you can see has started to have a little bit of wear. He's got a little bit of wear, like a little bit of paint pulling off of him because I have not been painting him. So let's just go ahead and start. Now, I always try to start with white, but that's not what we want. What we want to do, medium sea gray. This is my gray from from Vallejo. Medium sea gray is legitimately one of my favorite colors. It is my go-to when it comes to doing like dry brush highlights. I'm just going to go over everything. He needs to be good for Saturday. Speaking of which, I've got to confirm with my game partner if Saturday is good or not. He said he was looking to book for Saturday, and then I just never replied to him. Although, to be honest with you, he did message me at like midnight or something like that. So like, whose fault is that? Don't say mine because I've had all day. I'm a very demanding boss, all right? So like always, we want to make sure that we are dry brushing, and our dry brush is catching everywhere as much as possible. It's the white paint's job to distinguish itself. So, boom. There we go. Now, I use Vallejo's Dead White. Because, I don't know, I think I bought it one time and I was like, ooh, this feels nice. It just gives me a good feeling. You know what I mean? And with this, you don't want to cover everything. You just want to pick out the highlights when dry brushing, so that it's got like a 3-tone effect going on. Unless there's like something specific that you desperately want to pick out, which I do. I want his blade to be very, very standout-ish. Boom. All right, that's basing, or that's it's dry brushing done, or at least highlight dry brushing. Now, let's try not to pull what we did last time with the brush. Actually get all of the paint out of it. That's better. Okay, so now comes the fun part of slapping and throwing a bunch of paint on it and then cleaning it up. There's one part that always makes me laugh. Agitating. Like, I'm not agitated doing this. All right. Move this off to the edge. There. Now, everywhere that should be green as a base, we'll just get slapped with a bunch of contrast. And if I get it on other stuff, that's okay. Because we can and we will come and clean it all up afterwards. I think contrast paints. There we go. They're just such a wonderful make, whatever, from whatever brand. Make your life so much easier. And I know lots of people don't like them. Like, oh, contrast paints. Contrast paints are cheating. No. Because, like, he's already starting to come together. I realized that I don't actually have all of the paints that I need. That was Militarum green. The next, actually, you know what? We're going to do the same thing that we always do in videos. we start from one side and go to the other side. This definitely wasn't made so that when I edited videos, I could see in what order everything was. Definitely not. We're going to get some Nazdreg yellow, which is going to seem a little weird. Is it clogged? Nope. Nope, it's not. There we go. Oh, you know what? Since we're here already, what we're going to do is get really diluted white. And we're just going to, on these two pieces that are either chitin or bone or something like that. Oh. Easiest way to paint chitin or bone. Start with white. Build up from complete white. Our aim is to do this all in one night. So we're not rushing any stage. But sometimes we may have to just start jumping around. Now, unfortunately, red and green are always considered like Christmas colors, which is okay, but like, I'm going to use some Blood Angels Red. For the cape. Because these are kind of like the showpiece of my model, or of my army at the moment. While I'm using contrast, we are going to build up from contrast. We may come back another day and do so, but he's definitely not going to just stay mostly contrasted. this. This is one of the models that I would actually like advocate for painting in subassembly. I don't personally like subassembly, but like sometimes it may actually be required, you know what I mean? He's already looking a million times better. Now, I'm not going to use the Acryl Silver, apparently. And my hands are now silver. Great. That's not what I want. Okay. We're going to paint all of the metal, like chain mail and whatnot. A little bit of a diluted metal. There. So we're going to build up from it. We should put it here.
Hello, motherfucker.
That got me. Hello, Quartz Cola. Quartz Colada. I keep calling you Quartz Cola. I don't even know why. Must just be easier to say. It'll make you mess up painting. I mean, you can try. In fact, I dare you. I dare you to try. Most people find that I don't mess up. I mess myself up instead. Quartz Cola is my usually go-to. My old account just got compromised. You have to don't jump ship. Okay, so me calling you Quartz Cola isn't that bad. There's it's a podcast called Badlands Cola. By podcast, I mean audio drama. And it's phenomenal. Must have listened to it like 7 or 8 times. I actually took a trip to where they were discussing it, or like where they were. It's supposed to have been recorded. Took my whole family there, actually. So like, that's a thing. Need to get in more audio dramas. You'll have free entertainment. All right. You want some? Because I can list them off right now. Bear in mind, these are all considered horror. Horror. My favorite one is Edge of Sleep, Night Vale, and Magnus Archive. Okay, Magnus Archives, fantastic. Night Vale, fantastic. Edge of Sleep is Markiplier's. Oh god. The White Vault. Sorry. The White Vault is a good one. It's not his, he just stars in it. Okay. Nowhere on Air. Give me a second. Podcast. Mayfair Watchers Society. The Heresies of Radolf Burntwine. The Department of Variance. The Storage Papers. The Misthome Museum. Oh god, what is that? What is it called again? Of Mystery, Morbidity, and something. Mortality. Sinkhole. Divisor. Old Gods of Appalachia. Malevolent. The Milkman of St. Gaff's. Hello from the Hallow Woods. Those are the ones I listen to. Not on a super regular basis anymore, but those are all of my favorite. Yeah, most of the list. Wow, you called Saribot stinky? It told me about cheap followers. Are you a cheap follower? Are you a cheap follower? Yeah, Saribot thought you hated it. How could you do that? Also, I told people at work about my crash out about and like me giving permission for NSFW art of my VTuber. They're like, you're gonna regret that. I'm like, no, I'm actually not. That's the thing. The price of my followers making me happy stim one time, which is very easy, so I'm pretty cheap. I'm also pretty cheap. Oh no. My music, be done. I am very, very glad, happy to say that some of those podcasts or a couple of the podcasts that I mentioned, I am on good terms with. Hold on. There we go. Which always makes me feel weird because I'm like, me. I'm just this dude. I'm just this crystal. Y'all chose me. You guys are like award-winning podcasts, and you choose me to be a Twitter mutual with. You choose me to like interact with. That's so nuts. Because I always see people that I like, oh shit, that I like look up to and shit, or like think they're real cool. Yeah, Senpai noticed me, but not only Senpai noticed me, Senpai likes me. One of these days, I'll ask Senpai if I can have a speaking role in one of their podcasts. Could you imagine though, me in a horror podcast? Okay, we're gonna have to wait for that. So this is where shit gets kind of tricky, because can I be random interviewing number 9 with, or number 7 with one line? Nah, I want to either be a bad guy or a guy who dies, or I could be both. Oh. Here comes the part that I dislike. Random reviewer, you could die after the one line. You don't know. That's true. All right. So we gotta mix up a bunch of paints all at once, because I'm gonna need them all at the same time. 4 of them. You know somebody who can handle 4 paints at once, chat? Apart from me? We're on the I can't hide that color yet. Yeah. We're on the I hate these colors because they're terrible. Oh, okay. This is going to be fun. I hate this. Okay, we're going to start with Khorne Red. Torquing it, and by that, I mean my painted. We're going to go into Bloody Red. It's funny because when all those jokes came out, like, I'm just jacking it, and by that, I mean my pallets, like the forklift one. I was a forklift operator. Like, that was my career at that moment. I wasn't sales dude extraordinaire. Also, I almost quit my job today. I literally almost looked my boss in the face and said, you know what? I don't fucking need you anymore. Goodbye. I was that mad. I have not been that mad at that job in a while. Let's get this a little bit of... Let's get us a little flow improver in the... I sold a customer. Okay, so customer calls in for a couple items. Cool. One of the items we don't have and we won't be getting until later that day, but I can't send it out. So I write it up for something else that they've gotten in the past. Same kind of stuff, but just a little different. So I priced that item. I priced the substitute. Okay. Hold on. Customer usually buys this. All right. I sold them this. I sold them this at a cheaper price because this stuff wasn't it. My boss notices and tells somebody else, change this to this. So this gets changed to this. But this doesn't say up here for this price. No, they didn't notice it. They were dealing with it and put it down here. So when I got the product in and was able to ship it out today, it shipped out at this price point, not this price point. Okay? Tell me why my boss brought me into his office and was like, why did you sell this for this price? I'm like, I fucking wrote it up for item B, not item A. You changed it. And he went, I didn't change it. Buddy Boy changed it. I'm like, then Buddy Boy didn't do his fucking job and didn't pay attention. Don't give it to me. That's not my problem. I did exactly what you wanted me to. And I almost told him to go fuck himself and his job. That's how mad I was today. All right, chat. Oh, fuck. I put too much... Oh, fuck. I put too much water in the yellow. Oh, no. But yeah, no, I was legitimately so fucking mad. I should quit. We don't need employers. Employers need us. After I already have another job. Okay, so a friend of mine who used to work at the same job I have got work with the government. And he is just waiting for his government job to tell him that he needs another person because he is overwhelmed where he is. And he's immediately going to put my name forward. He's like, you're the best at what you do that I've ever met, so I want you to come work with me. I was like, cool. Convince your bosses. Now come work. He works at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. I'm Canadian. I just realized something. This shouldn't be red. God fucking damn it. Hold on. We can fix this. Watch this. It's a long commute. Yeah, because I don't even know. Well, Washington's in... it's in Washington, D.C. And I'm in... Not that close to Washington, D.C. Oh, see, look at that. Saved it. Woo! No. What we're gonna do this a little bit different. That was a good catch, me. Forget about these ones. We'll leave them in there. Gross. How my nose feels after I'm sick. This is Moot Green, which is probably one of like the worst greens I've ever painted with. But it's also the one I paint with the most. So like, make that make sense. Because I don't get it. Hold on, chat. Then I also had a coworker today, like, completely fuck up something. It's a very good. That I had to then go and spend 30 minutes to fix. I'm sure autocorrect just removed the word intrusive from my sentence. Hell yeah. Don't you love that when it's like, I know what you're trying to say better than you are. Than you do. My coworker then looked at me and was like, He's like, hey, don't you need this item for an order? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, where's the purchase order for it? And I fucking lost it on him. I'm like, you took 2 whole mornings to get two things done. I would not fucking be talking to me right now. Either write the fucking order yourself or talk to me differently, because you've been fucking spiraling at work and I've been keeping this ship afloat. So nuh-uh, not today. And he just looked at me super fucking stunned. Like, I have been coming behind you and fixing your fucking mistakes for the past 2 days without saying a goddamn word. Give me a fucking break. Got a few work horror stories. I worked as a janitor. I did too, but I was I was the boss. But the mall that I worked for was definitely haunted. So that was not fun. You know what's fun to do, though? Paint something nice. Somebody whistled at me like a fucking dog to get my attention. Yeah. Okay. This is for anybody who's watching this. And anybody who watches this on the YouTube. Treat people like fucking people. Because the last thing that you want to do is treat service workers badly. You treat service workers badly, and I'm going to give you 100% easy tip. The least they do is spit in your fucking burger. All right? Don't piss off the people that clean up after you. Don't piss off the people who give you things to put in your fucking mouth. Like, are you kidding me? He's mad that I didn't understand he was calling me. Like, motherfucker, I'm not Fido. Yeah, what the fuck? I was on a date once, and this lady was treating the waitstaff like shit. And she's like, what? It's their job to, like, listen to what I have to say. I'm like, yeah. And it's your job not to be a bitch. Needless to say, she was mad at me. This is the worst paintbrush I've painted with in a while. Need a new one. What the fuck? He got mad that I didn't know whatever, where whatever the fuck item he was, and said, let me go get another word for it. He grins at me and says, you do that, and then follows me in secret and asks to report me to the manager while I'm standing at the counter to get him out. Yeah, people sometimes just... Okay, I'll tell you a couple of things about that person. That person has absolutely no control in their actual life, and if they believe that they do, they actually don't. He has been either coddled or not cared for at all, and I can tell you that his relationship with his wife and children was crumbling, so he had to go out of his way to make somebody else's life miserable. And if that is you going out of your way to make somebody else's life miserable, I can't wait to hear about your divorce. And if you say, oh, I'm not going to get divorced. My wife loves me. No, she fucking doesn't. If you treat people like that, she's embarrassed. Anybody who is out with somebody who is like what Quartz Colada had said, follows in secret after dog whistling somebody to get them to come over. Anybody who is out with somebody like that is embarrassed to be even seen, let alone like anything else. I'd be embarrassed to be related to somebody like that. I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not actually related to them. Help. I'm being kidnapped. People fucking deserve to be treated nicely, and the people who don't treat people nicely, you know they just fucking suck at life. Okay, so we gotta do something. So if I don't do this right now, I'm gonna fucking lose my canoodles. Still too much. How about this? I asked my boss if I could go home at 4 today. Because my parents were in town. And this guy's like, yeah, of course. Like, you do so much work here, Faust. Like, go home. Doesn't respond to my emails that I need responses to before I can go home. The most recent job I had, a guy who was very obviously on something, called me over to his car in the dark and empty parking lot to tell me I should start an OnlyFans. What the fuck? That's nuts. You should start an OnlyFans. Start an OnlyFans. I'll sub to you. No. Not everybody wishes to do sex work. Whether IRL. It's like calling somebody over and saying that they should be a hooker, in my opinion. Like, that's not something you do. That's so weird. Sorry, I'm doing this out of frame. I want you to know, I'd pay to see you naked. Yeah, cool. Yeah, right? I'm glad I'm alone with you. Jesus Christ. I have many things to say about OnlyFans, but I don't think that this is the place nor the platform to talk about it. The easiest way of saying it is it's not for me, and Godspeed, and I hope the most money to everybody who chooses or needs to choose it. Oh great, my camera's starting to fail again. Thankfully, I wasn't alone at the actual store, but the only person was my senior manager. That's still so weird. Yeah, no, but like, I was gonna say no sane person would say that, but I know people. I know that people would say that. I was about to say I know people who'd say that. I do not associate with people who are like that. So my coworker, the one I'm currently upset with, tells me, he's like, hey Faust, my ridiculously hot friend is coming to take my car tomorrow. You'll get to meet her. I was like, cool. I'm gonna wear something like really unflattering. He's very clearly on something. I mean, still not an excuse, but I guess. Oh. Do I get more tattoos? There's a person in my city who's got a promotion coming up right after I get paid. Like 2 tattoos are like $125. They're tiny little flash ones. Every time I go to get a tattoo, I remember that my ex-fiance said I would look better with more tattoos. And then I stop myself. I'm like, well, if she thinks I should get tattoos, get a tattoo of the not. Okay, if I like the drawing, there is a high probability chance that I will get a tattoo of it. I would 100% be okay with getting tattoos of my VTuber model. I think if anybody ever got a tattoo of me, I think I'd probably cry. Not even joking you. I'm a 6'5" strongman type of person. I would cry. God. Oops, my bad. Those are the only like horror stories. Everything else is like shitty managers or employees not knowing how to fucking call in a spill properly or poop. So I worked at like McDonald's. Very clearly 18. 6'5". At that point, I was doing high school and working. All of these are very relevant to this conversation, by the way. Well, why? And my very clearly in middle 20s manager started hitting on me. Okay, honestly, this fucking fucks. Look at that. Isn't that cool? If the spill is fluid, you need to call in a wet spill. If it does not, you call in a dry spill. Oh. Hey, there's a dry spill. Obviously, just piss. Stop going out of focus. Stop doing it. No, haha, you're so sexy. No! I lost another fucking... Come to your dry spill and it's fucking wet. I'm gonna be pissed. No. No. Why? Green Warman does indeed fucks. Like, looks so good so far. I can't believe my camera died. Sorry, not met my old best friend. When I was a kid, I had a best friend. And I hadn't seen him in years. We went to different schools, like hung out with different people. Like we just grew up and grew apart, right? Fucking come to work at the, I'm gonna just call them the Golden Arches, okay? Because I worked at the Golden Arches. Just to put that out there, just so you know that these are where the stories are coming. The Arch stories, okay? Arch that Beck. I swear to God, if my fucking shit breaks again, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Kind of the best thing moves so many states away last year and I handled me so well. So I meet him. Again, I was like, yo, bro. He's like, holy shit, yo, bro. I'm like, are you high? He's like, yeah, bro. I'm like, on what? He's like, just weed. I'm like, that's not what fucking weed looks like. He's like, no, man. I'm on fucking ecstasy right now. Tell me why we are working at 9 in the morning on a Tuesday. Because I just graduated. And homie is on fucking... No, it's not based. This is bold Pyyrole red, by the way. Oh, and this green, because I didn't say it, is verde flu. Fluorescent. Fluorescent green. Fluorescent green. It was not based. He got so many things wrong and people were mad at him. And he's like, oh, Faust, back me up. I was like, no, man, you're fucking high as shit. You should have just called into work. And then he was worried that I was going to tell my mom, who was going to tell his mom. And so he quit. I was like, what the fuck? How would quitting even aid the situation? I don't know. He can't... Well, he was high. What do you think? Faust can't tell my mom if I quit. What? I can. Like, I still know where your mom lives, bro. We were literally talking, and I asked if you still lived at your old house, and you said no, but everybody else does. Like, what do you want? Did I? My little narc? No! I have never snitched, alright? I am not a snitcher. The police and I are not friends. And if I'm telling your mom is the police. Therefore, she automatically cannot be trusted. Don't trust the cops. A cab includes Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Hello, Septum. What do you think about my very stinky boy so far? Even the gay cops from Gravity Falls? Yeah, including Bubs. City boy, city boy. We love Gravity Falls here. by the way. This is a Gravity Falls household. Bubs and Derlin. Bubs and Derlin. Sorry. If you a cop, you a bastard. Right? Smash your pass. Alright, smash your pass. Who? Quartz Colada has redeemed smash or pass. Stanley or Stanford? Ooh. While I'm pretty sure Stanford would be a gentler lover, Stanford. No, sorry, Stanley. Stanley, not Stanford. Not Stanford. Not Stanford, because Stanford probably... Okay, so Stanford was gone for, what, 30 years in that fucking weird-ass dimension? This is Leadbeltcher, by the way. Stanford was like, locked away in, like, a different universe or some shit. Right? Right. Okay, so... He had to be, like, a warrior, right? Right. Okay, we're still all on the same page. Thank you. If Homie... You know what? I'm not even going to fight with this. If Homie has been gone for 30 years, I'm gonna assume that he did not find a compatible... I'm so glad my mom is not gonna watch this. Mom, don't watch this. A compatible mate in that entire time. Stanford... Stanford doesn't have the experience in which I would want. Now, Stan Lee knows how to fuck, alright? Stanley fucked. Stanley fucked. Stanley doesn't just fuck. Stanley, like, beats that puss. You can't look at that man after everything he has done, God, and not believe that Stanley does not just beat the pussy up. 1 second. I'm so glad we are absolutely normal here at this, in this stream. You seen Scarioki? Yeah, I have seen I've seen every single episode, like, 5 times. My kid is obsessed with it, or was obsessed with it, which means that we were a Gravity Falls household. I've even seen the Bill, like, monument that they left hiding somewhere. Like, trust me, I know. I've even seen, like, I've seen so many fucking fan comics. What I wanted to do. Gonna say something controversial in the fandom. You are? Yeah, by all means, go for it. Stanley would be more emotionally available. 100% he would be. Especially, like, after the whole bad date with, was it Lazy Susan? Is it Lazy Susan? Like, having fucking Mabel and Dipper there for the summer definitely changed him. 100%. Like, you can't tell me anything else. Because that man changed so much from episode 1 to the end. Sacrificing his brain? Not just for his brother. Also, he spent 30 years trying to get his brother back. Regardless of what you have to say about the man, regardless of anything that you are disliking about him, he spent his life, changed exactly who he was, to try to get his brother back. We're trying to rust this up real quick. Like, that's the kind of man who, like, if Dipper and Mabel called him after that summer and said, hey, we need you, he would have been fucking right there. For a brother who said nothing when his father made him homeless, consistently went to bat for his brother, even when his brother was being shitty to him when he came back. No. Stanley, God tier. Tried everything in his power to get rich for his family. Because that's why he became a salesman doing all the things that he did. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch the episode where he's talking about his family. Because that's literally why he did it. He kicked out because of everything. Stanford has a right to be upset with that Stanley got him stuck there for 30 years, but Jesus, Stanford, in front of the kids. No, Stanford is an emotionally stunted, like, I don't remember how old they are. I think they're in their, they've got to be, it's so weird. Like, time is so fucking weird for them. Because, like, they are great uncles. And they were like teens. No, they're more than that. They're more than that. Because they were teens when Shermie, their little sibling, because I can't remember if it's a boy or girl, was born. Go back and watch the episode where he's talking about, like, how he accidentally fucked it up. There's a baby. Or there isn't a baby, which means that the baby is going to be after that. So he's already kicked out in, like, near the end of high school and goes and does all of this stuff. And so Shermie has to grow up, fall in love, get married, have kids. The kid has to grow up, fall in love, get married, have kids, and have Dipper and Mabel, those two, to ship off to Stanley. Did the math concluded that 30 or 60, give or take, baby can't be Shermie because that would mean both Shermie and Shermie's child would be young teen parents. But he says Shermie's kid. Or Shermie's grandkids or something like that. I mean, that can be teen parents. Young teen parents. Yeah, it could happen. It's not good, and I don't think it did. I don't think that they're in their 60s. I think that, like, 70, 80. I'd be willing to bet that. And we're going to use Boney Matter from Army Painter. There is baby is Shermie's child. Oh, and they're babysitting to avoid upsetting him. Oh, okay. So basically what you're saying is the fandom is like just little bitches. Oh no, there can't be teen pregnancy. Nobody would have sex outside of wedlock. In their late 20s, early 30s. Couldn't do it. Because the creators have gone on record and said we don't think the timeline... We didn't think of the timeline when we added the baby. We just had to show Shermie existed. Okay. Okay, but then that's... yeah. Okay, I will shut up. Especially for it being a Disney show. I will give him that. I'll give him that. I'm eyeball enough to say that. I forgot to do something earlier, chat. Well, this never technically got confirmation that the baby is Shermie. Yeah. That is true. That is very true. You speak truth. I like how we're just chatting about Gravity Falls. I could talk about Gravity Falls all day. I love Gravity Falls. I'm sad that it ended. All right. Ready? Ready for a hard question? Do you like Pacifica? And do you believe that she and Dipper should get together? No, she should get together with Mabel. Why Mabel? Okay, then who should be with Dipper? And if you say Wendy, I'm just gonna ban you. Dipper is way too good for me for Wendy. Just saying the thing. They have so much more chemistry. Nah, I don't like it. My headcanon is Mabel is a lot like... Okay, so Mabel and as you know, right? Like as you know, Mabel and Dipper are the kid versions of like what they did with him and Candy, even if they pulled that out of their ass for one episode. No, not a fan. The twins are literally the twins, right? Like Stanford and Dipper and Stanley and Mabel. So I think that Mabel would go on to I hate all of this. Work in kind of the same way that Uncle Stan does. Ew. Ew. Hold on. There we go. So because it's kind of fucked up. No, I think that I think Dipper and Pacifica should be together. Like, just based on everything there. But, like, I know that they're kids, so, like, I'm just a weird fandom person. But you know what? Fandom these nuts. Or as the other kids say, fandom tax? I don't know. I don't know what a fandom tax is. Like, do I have to pay money to be part of fandoms? Like, how much money did fucking the Super Hulocks fucking ship out then? I put Flow Aid in this and then just scored it out. Mine's name is Lady, I know. Just kidding, chat. I don't know any ladies. I'm a hermit. I don't think Dipper and Pacifica have chemistry. They're just a boy and a girl and are friends. I mean, we are shipping people who are literal children. That's why they should have gotten more. There should be more episodes. 2 seasons was robbery. You know what I'm saying? Hard disagree? No. I don't even want to hear it. Sorry, chat. Continuing it would ruin the magic? False. Continuing it poorly would ruin the magic. Continuing it well would keep it going well. You know what's great though, chat? I get food paid for tomorrow. And it's not my turn to pay for food for everybody. Because work still owes me $200. You can't live in your childhood summer forever. You're right, but you can go back next summer. With a whole new set of problems. All right. So we're going to let him dry just a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. Because I forgot to do a couple of things. And then we're going to do my favorite part. My favorite thing when painting. I think it's just better to let fans think of their own stuff. I also want things to end. Yeah, I want things to end too, but things that I don't like. Like, there is a sweet spot. But I don't think 2 seasons was the sweet spot. In my opinion. Okay. Things that you like. I don't want to remake her sequel. Nope, no remake, no sequel. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overindulgent. That could also be the thing. Like, I am 100% okay and knowing that Sai can be overindulgent. Oh, God, what happened? What happened, chat? There we go. I don't know what happened. It broke again. I need to get a dedicated camera, I think. What is this? What is this? Because there's like... Hold on. What the fuck? Has that always been there? Hold on. I'm gonna try something. I apologize, but that's weirding me out. Fuck. Oh my god, really? I was thinking most of the fandom don't actually want a new season. They just want to feel the way they do in the series' original ending. Yeah, fair. I don't know. I figured out what the problem was. There. We should go. Alright, now we're going to do my favorite stuff. My favorite thing. We're going to do a little bit different of what I normally do. Okay, so this is Streaking Grime. It is enamel effects for scale models. Apply the product to the sidewalls of your model, paint vertical lines and lay to sweep it down from top to bottom with a brush dampened with a white spirit. Nope, that's not how we do it. What would they do? Story is finished, mystery is solved. They'd travel. I don't know, okay? Maybe Bill comes back because fucking Stanley remembers everything. Don't ask me. I'm not Alex Hirsch, alright? I just really like the show. And I kind of wish that there was more. Now, you got to be careful with this stuff because it's gross. So now, you know how pretty that is? You know how pretty that is? Yeah. All that work I did. All of that work I did. All of that work I did. All of it gets slathered. I love that word. Slathered. Slathered. Just like slides and slinks out of your mouth. The Book of Balance and unofficial. You think I don't know what a blackwash is? This is muckwashes. Homie. Homie. I don't know what you know. This is streaking Grime, baby. Kiss your mama on the mouth and then call you a good boy. Also, how am I a boy? I'm older than you. I'm a man! Misgendering me after kissing my mama. I felt weird about going, kiss your mama and call you a good girl. Like, that just makes me feel weird. At least if I said good boy, it was at least the same gender as me. I just felt so weird, okay? Now we gotta wait 15 minutes. That's also incorrect. Call you a good kid. Is that better? I don't know. My apologies. I didn't mean to misgender you. Call you a good sport. Pat you on the head and say, there, champ. So today I did the dumbest thing I could think of. I actually did also the coolest thing I could think of. And I've got 15 minutes to wait. Because I wanted to set a little bit. I wanted to cure a little bit, so we got some time. I had a couple of these these vodka root beer cans. And I had one of them and it wasn't really good before, but I came home from work and I was just pissed. I was in a fucking bad mood. Like I was ready to square up. If my boss pulled up beside me and was like, "Hey, Faust, we got to talk," I probably would have beaten his ass in the middle of the street. Like that's how I was feeling, all right? And I don't like fighting anymore. So I had a drink in the shower. It was a crisp, cold vodka root beer in the shower, and oh, it doesn't hit like a crisp, cool Monster does in the shower. Love shower water in my drink. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. You get a nice, like, different feel of both, like warm, like hot water and cold drink. It's so good. And if you've never had it, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm being completely honest with you. 100% doing yourself a disservice. But, like, that's just me, you know? I'm just based. So, chat, what do we talk about? What do we do? You know what? I'll ask any question right now. But YouTube doesn't get to see it. The 15 minutes passed. We're going to grab our legally distinct mineral spirits odorless paint thinner. And we're going to paint it, put it into a little cup that I definitely remembered to grab. Right here. All right, so you pour out a shot for yourself. Just kidding. And then a shot for what you're going to do. Couldn't get into Stranger Things. Apparently you could get through the first episode. No, it's not good. It's good after episode X. Yeah, I had that conversation with somebody about One Piece. They're like, oh, you should watch One Piece. You should watch One Piece. And I was like, hey, I tried. I tried 3 times to watch One Piece. When does it get good? You got to get through the first 500 episodes. Nope. All right. You get some Q-tips. You get your streaked, grimed dude. Or dudette. Or machine. Or whatever. You dip into the drink. Don't drink it. Your Q-tip. And you grab and you drag. You also make sure that your Q-tips are nice and shafty, boys. My Q-tips? Why are my Q-tips all fucky-wucky? Start pulling it all away. If that doesn't work, because you're starting to get mad at it, toss it down. Grab yourself a brush. Start brushing it off. Just want to take out as much or as little as you want. Nice thing is that everything that you've done basically becomes like highlighting. This time, I'm being a little quiet because usually when I do these painting things, I just started live streaming most of the stuff. Now, so usually I practice these techniques before I do anything. Well, that's nice. That makes life easier. Just gonna take off a bunch of this. Turns out whoever I bought this from did not secure everything as well as I thought they did. But that's also kind of on me. The onus is kind of on me for not double checking. Quartz Colada, it's not that I don't want to read what you have to say, it's just that I'm a little busy right now. Do you want to watch 3,000 hours worth of... 3,000 hours is like... I was about to say 3,000 hours is like 50 hours, isn't it? Because there's 60 minutes in an hour. I thought you had written minutes, not hours. Even though I read out hours, said hours, did the whole thing about hours. My brain was still like, so minutes, right? Wow. Look at that. All of that painting gone. We will glue him back. And look how glorious he looks now. Look how utterly disgusting. Probably closer to 2,000, but that's still an insane ask. It is an insane ask. Now, while that's drying, we're going to do one last thing that you technically probably shouldn't be doing at this stage, but we're going to do it anyways. Remember how we based everything? And this is already gross and done and dealt with. Well, isn't that good that I just have this right here? So, we do. So you get this in. It's dirt time. It is dirt time. Dirt nap, baby. Time to take a dirt nap. So we're doing this quick and dirty and gross-like because we're doing this in one stream. You only need one stream for me. I only need one stream for you. Normally, you'd let everything dry. There we go. I'm sorry. What did you fucking write? I need to read this out loud because this is something some of the funniest things that I think that you've ever written. He's on his way to commit war crimes? No, he's a good boy. He's a farmer. If you cannot get locally sourced dirt, Sorbot is not fine. It's dirt. Don't fucking buy dirt. Go outside. Actually, I don't actually agree with that. Sometimes you need to source more dirt than you're allowed to just yank from the ground. He's on his way from misery to happiness to us. Now we're just gonna super glue his arms on real quick. Come on, there we go. Boop and boop. And we're gonna put that over there while it leaks out a little. We're gonna put this up here and go horchata. And it's gonna be glued in faster than you can say horchata sauce. Horchata sauce. And I'll just hold it. I love the idea of a Warhammer farmer just wearing insane max armor, harvesting space crops. No, that's what he is. He's a... That's my whole army shtick, eh? Is that they're just farmers. And everybody thinks that, like, there's this big conspiracy. There is! But they think that there's this big conspiracy, and, like, I'm gonna do bad stuff, which I am. But I just keep going, no, I'm a farmer. 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 I'm a farmer, yo. I'm a farmer. Farmer, 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 farmer. And it's actually frustrating some of the players because they're like, you're not a farmer, though. And I'm like, but I am. I'm a farmer. But, like, what faction are you with? And I'm like, I'm not with a faction. I'm a farmer. Fucking arm. There we go. Look at my thingies. Swarm of locusts approaching. No, I just want tomato. Yeah, exactly. I am the swarm of locusts, but don't worry about that. My character and my army are going towards a dead planet. Actually, the planet is called Deimos, by the way, because it was killed in season 1 for me. But yeah, look at him. Like, isn't he fucking great? Thank you very much for being here. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, don't forget to give me a like, comment, subscribe, follow. Let me know what you want to see me paint next. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!